Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here online with Serge from REBELSTAR, a Netherlands
How you doing?
hard rock band. Hi Serge.
How you doing?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, it's okay. We had a lovely day yesterday over here, so we believe it's spring, but today it's not again. But we keep faith.
Yeah, it's changing. I'm not that far from the Netherlands, so here we had bad weather this morning, but now the sun is shining. It's
Yeah,
spring is at least coming. Let's say like this.
it's
Yeah.
nearly there, nearly there. So
Yeah. But let's start to talk about your music. I have to say, I've never heard of REBELSTAR before.
hmm
Maybe
yeah.
it's because we will talk about it. You had a long pause in between. But with your words, what is the quintessence of the band and what did I miss so far?
Well, I guess because we're from the Netherlands, it has to do with promoting. We never had and still don't have a large label, major label, or anything. We're doing it ourselves. So we started in 2008 already. We did some gigs in Germany with Ace Frehley. We did a support slot over there, and we played with Vicious Rumors in Germany. But yeah, yeah, the time that we exist, yeah, nowadays we're starting to get more into the social media stuff, and we have someone who helps us with it. But yeah, there's I think it has to do with promoting on a larger scale, um, which we didn't do in the past. So it was more hearsay, and with larger acts, and there's so much information nowadays. It's easier, but also more difficult to get above everyone else, I guess. But this time around, this is our third album. The second album already has been almost 8-9 years ago. So we've been on a hiatus, and then we start again. And this is our third lineup, and I started the band, and I'm the existing member, and this is our third lineup already. So there has been happening a lot, but this is our final lineup, I promise. But
I think so, yes.
now we're busy contacting every magazine. We're trying to get above it, above everyone else by placing ads and promoting ourselves everywhere. And so we're trying to find a way to get out of the, how do you say it, the myth, out of the gray area, so to speak.
Yeah, out of the underground, maybe you can call it.
Out of the underground. Yeah, we and as I said before, we did some great things. We played with Halloween in Czech Republic, and yeah, we've done some great things, large things, but that is because I guess we're in the Netherlands. The market is too confined. It's too small to get a huge following and to do to do tours here. If you play 3 hours away, or maybe just across the border, Germany, you can go home, and then you're home within 2 hours. So I guess that's has mainly to do with it. And now we're trying to promote us in every way we can. So like this, for example.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The Netherlands scene. I will plan to do it later, but we can start with this. I'm from the Ruhr area, so you do hard rock, you do rock music, and I think we are some fixed point for the scene. We have Duisburg, Essen, we have lots of venues where you can play. How is it in Netherlands? You said you can travel home everywhere. Do you have a scene? Do you have like
there are some venues that have old school rock that has that have Jeff Tate played in the boerderij in boerderij. I tried to pronounce it in English, but it's called the boerderij, the farm in Zoetermeer. There are venues, there are, of course, but if we don't exist like we did for a couple of years, and because of the corona, you have to put yourself again and put yourself in the picture again. So if you don't exist, then you don't play. But now we're starting to release the album, starting to play again. But we have to start all over again.
Yeah.
And like I said, we did some amazing support acts, but we're establishing ourselves again, trying to establish ourselves.
Very cool. And you mentioned you have an all-new lineup. So can you, in short words, explain how you formed it, how you get the people around you?
Well, I believe in some sort of magic and accompanyship. You have to be friends, and you have to, have a special bond. Not maybe almost like family, but that's how I work best with another guitarist. I'm singer and a guitarist as well, but I like to play and to write with another guitarist, and that has to. Yeah, you can play with anyone. I play in cover bands all the time, and I'm replacing guitarists or singers all the time in cover bands. But that's a whole different ballgame. With your own songs within this genre, it helps a lot to create some sort of magic, I guess, some sort of chemistry, and that takes time. But the advantage of this small country is that you know quite some people, and that the word gets out that I'm starting again, and so I came into contact with Conrad, he's our other guitarist, and the new drummer. So it has some advantages and some disadvantages to live in a small country. It's not that the scene isn't that big. So when something goes around, it goes around fast. But I still play. I still play with the bass player for almost 8 years already. So that is the base, literally the base of the band.
Yeah, I see. And you said it will hopefully be the final lineup. So how's the chemistry now in the band?
Yeah, we had our release party last Friday in a place in a part called Part in the A, and it was absolutely, we killed it. It was, I was really happy with the band lineup. You have to wait and see how the chemistry is on stage. We already did some concerts, did some gigs, but I heard from our new sound engineer who saw us in the past, and a lot of friends who told us that they're convinced that this is the best lineup to date.
Yeah, cool.
And that's awesome. We are more steady. We were, the other guitarists and I were also close, but it was a little bit too freaky sometimes. And now we cut to the chase, more like Kiss or like AC/DC, and we try to build a musical machine.
So you would say the lineup is best when it fits on stage.
You have to wait and see how you look or what the chemistry it is. If you have the same feeling to convince people live, and it fits all very good. I have to say. Okay. Yeah, but so I'm gonna say this is the final lineup.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it again. Then I'm gonna try and start a whole new band. That's not called REBELSTAR, and a whole different genre, I guess.
Okay, hopefully this will not be in near future. I hope the band will stay like this, REBELSTAR.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, and
so
yeah. Tell me.
So I'm convinced that we can go, a little bit further than than the Netherlands right now, and hopefully we'll play again in Germany and Scandinavia, all around Europe if possible. We're keeping our eyes and our ears open for a tour, so we can land hopefully with a major act. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I press thumbs.
How the future goes.
Yeah, but I think the new album is a good base for this. I had the chance to listen to it. It is out now for a few days, I think.
Yeah.
So simple question, but what have been the coolest reactions so far on the album?
The coolest reaction.
Yeah.
I don't have the name, but we had a review from someone in England, or I guess I don't know which one it was. But he was amazed that we weren't signed to Frontier Records already. So I guess that is a good review. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't think I do think we can belong at such a label, but we have to wait until we get noticed.
Yeah, sure.
Because I personally think that the quality is up there. It's the prediction I did myself, but it took a long time for me to get it where it is, because I had to get everything together so that no one, even if you don't like the music or it's not your genre, you have to admit that it's good. It's a good quality. The songwriting is okay. And if you don't like the genre, you don't like, or you like some other bands, or that's logical. Everyone has that. But I try to make it as professional as possible to compete with the acts that are already up there.
Yeah.
So,
but I have to say,
and
that's the cool thing. I like hard rock. I like old school hard rock, but I don't like if it sounds too old school, too much copy of what you have heard already.
You have some AC/DC. And then acts. They're nearly the same as AC/DC is, which is great. I love some of those bands, but sometimes you can't tell the one from the other.
Yeah,
and that is with all the respect, because it's a choice they made. But I try to make it as modern as possible, because I like modern productions, and that's also choice you have to make. That's we have. I'm glad that we have some sort of style that people try to. Try to. Sometimes it's a little bit like Kiss, or a little bit like Motley Crue, or a little bit like this or that, and some Metallica, some Iron Maiden. But I think that if someone hears us for a few times, they hear us another time again, that they can say, this is REBELSTAR, because of we have. I hope we have a modern sound that fits in with all the productions nowadays.
Yeah.
But there are productions that you can't tell the one or the other band. But
yeah, that's what I meant. That is what I like about your record most. That is modern. That is cool hard rock, but modern, not the same as everyone is, but you can, as you said, compare with other greater acts. So
and that's okay. But if you get if the people think it's like Kiss, that's a huge compliment, because that's one of my bands that I liked. Everyone likes them when I was 11 or 12. So, which is a nice one, because it's basically your question, because we have the ex-guitarist of Kiss on a solo on All Messed Up. So,
cool.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. And you produced all your own, the whole album.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what is the advantage, but also the disadvantage to be your own producer in a band?
I produce other bands as well, and then some decisions are easier to take, and if it's your own record and you're too close to the material, and then. But I have learned some ways to just take some distance for a couple of days if you recorded something or a day, and then after a couple of days, then you can judge it better. But it stays difficult till the end because it's very important to me. So every decision you ask yourself, is this the right decision? Is there too much bass? Is there too much guitar? Or is the lead vocals too close or too loud? But that's, yeah, you question yourself a whole lot other than producing another band. But I liked it as well. It's now every time I listen to it myself, I can still listen to it. And that's not always with some material I recorded earlier in my life. You never listen to it again, but I certainly listen to my own album, and that's a very good thing. Something to be proud of, and that's if someone has a negative opinion about it, no problem, because I am very happy with it, and that's it. That's the best you can realize, I guess.
Well, I think you never can do it for everyone.
No, of course.
Even not for everyone who likes the style of music, because everyone has different tastes and different ideas how things should sound like, should be like.
Yeah.
And
even the new Metallica, I think it's awesome. The Metallica will stay. Isn't Metallica, but you always have some negatives about it on Facebook or on social media. They think, yeah, okay, it's Metallica. They're the giants, the titans of metal. So yeah, what are you gonna say about that? But everyone has an opinion, and they're obliged to it. No problem.
Yeah, sure. I talked to a friend shortly ago. It's always you don't have to follow every step a band takes, but you have to respect that a band goes its way. So
yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, they should. They should have made a record. There are different times, and it's the same with us. You try every time you try to make your best album, and I heard a review as well from someone. This is our best album to date. So there you go, and that's a very good feeling when you have a new lineup and to hear that this is the best album you made.
Yeah, sure.
So you can think and say it yourself, but if someone else says it, it's a lot better to digest.
Yeah, I think musicians in most cases say the newest album is the best album because you have to be convinced of it to release it.
Of course,
but to come back to the album as such, I think we didn't mention the name. It's the Black Widow Anthems. So what are the topics you wrote about? What is the core?
Well, the main topic is my sobriety. In a way, I was inspired by 6 a.m. and the story of Nikki Sixx. I guess he romanticizes it a lot, but it took me in a way to start thinking about my own life, especially in the Corona crisis. And where are you? And why are you drinking sometimes too much? And all the songs on our album, the Black Widow Anthems, it just came to mind. Black Widow. So I started to search for metaphors. Okay, Black Widow is hopefully that's a metaphor for something. Now in this case, it was a metaphor for a female drug lord in I guess Colombia that it was called the Black Widow. So in the light of the album, which contains a little stories about my own life and my experiences with alcohol and sometimes some other stuff, and there are a lot of metaphors for using alcohol, abusing alcohol. Black Widow is called a female drug lord. So I had something like, okay, maybe I can call it the Black Widow Anthems to to basically try, and I wasn't even finished with all the lyrics, but when that came to mind, I started to believe more in the concept. So sometimes it starts somewhere. Oh, that sounds cool, and so in our first single, One More Time, there are some titles. Don't Trust the Queen of Hearts. So I started. Hopefully, Queen of Hearts is a metaphor for something. Yeah, nearly every sentence in the chorus of our single One More Time refers to a cocktail, alcoholic cocktail. Tried to build a whole story that was called the Black Widow, and the Black Widow stands for the negatives and the demons. Compared to addiction, or that stand in line with addiction.
Yeah, so this is rather deep.
And a Black Widow the spider is known for killing their enemies, and so it goes all the way, always. It's killing your own demons. Black Widow or alcohol. Black Widow is also a cocktail. So it's basically the album is infused with metaphors that lead to addiction and stopping addiction, and trying to learn to cope with your addiction. I'm sober now for 8 months.
Okay.
So that's
completely.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I was sick and tired. I was Joe Perry once said, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm now 30. I'm not 32. I'm a little bit older already. So you start trying to live a better life, because you ain't got all the time of the world left. And it was a good time for me to quit drinking. Yeah. And that resulted in finally finishing this album, because I was stuck in a rut. I didn't know, the inspiration didn't come anymore. So when I stopped drinking and started focusing on finishing the album with this new band, new lineup, it has given me a lot of good already. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, this is cool stuff.
And I'm not certainly I'm not the first and not the last, and it's been done, and songs have been written about it, but it's my own personal journey. So it's the lyrics are, I guess, a lot more inside of my own feelings. Getting to just put a mirror in front of yourself and start writing about something else than a pole dancer in Hungary, where we were. I don't know, So sex, drugs, and rock and roll is the topic of our genre, of course. But I tried to get more serious in the lyrics, to get a more serious message out there for myself. And if there's anyone I can help with it, like for instance 6 a.m. has, for instance, not the only inspiration, but to get yourself to think about something you're stuck with, then that's also should be an enormous kick, if I can help, or maybe if someone reads the lyrics to help himself. But you have to finally help yourself get out of trouble. And I tried to help myself in trouble a lot of the times as well in the past. So, but it's okay now.
Yeah, sure.
It's time to start rocking. Our album ends with that. So everything that is not. There are a lot of things that go away when you quit drinking, but the music always stays. And that's something I was very delighted about. How am I gonna play? Because I always played with some beers or some wines, and if you had a great show, it always Yeah, you had to relax with a drink. Yeah, that's musicianship. That's the way of living, like as an artist. And I always did it when I was started out when I was 17, and I nearly never did not get drunk after a show. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Or even at the
And
show.
I'm not the only one, but sometimes it's time to pack it up.
Sure.
And to start creating great and lovely music for yourself and for others, hopefully.
So would you say playing live, for example, without alcohol is even better? Do you play more accurate, more?
Yeah, you're more accurate. And someone's also said to me that I started to sing live a lot better than I used to, because maybe of the nerves, and you have to calm your nerves. And alcohol, yeah, it's how do you say it? Yeah, it doesn't clear your mind. Okay, in the contrary, you don't judge it good enough. And even if you think otherwise, it's a nasty one, alcohol. Yeah. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. If you go to in the whole world to a grocery, and then you should everywhere there's wine and there's beer, and that's if you and I was in my youth I was my grown-ups and my mother, my grandparents who raised me. Everyone was always drinking. So if you're used to that, you're likely to follow in that steps, which was what I did. But hopefully I'm now I'm going to a 1 year sobriety and stay like it.
Yeah, I think it's often like
you have a lot more energy. You have a lot more energy if you play the night before. Basically, I was trashed, or I have to play tonight. That's sucked. I'm not gonna do it again, because I can't even do it anymore. So there you go.
Yeah, and
your hearing is better. Yeah.
My experience is, for example, if you go out to a bar, to a concert or something, and you don't drink, you have to apologize sometimes.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Are you not drinking anymore? So no, but sometimes it looks like the other people have more problems with it than I have.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit. They see their own consequences. That especially in my age group. You're not drinking anymore. Oh, very good for you. But basically, they're saying a little bit, I want to quit as well, but I don't know how. But that's to each their own.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, but it's cool that you really made the step and you found your way. And I think this is something I wanted to talk about, and it fits that your music, for example, sure gives you power to quit. So without music, maybe you wouldn't even have done it. Is it like this? Or was it something you could hold on?
It goes. Music and alcohol always went together in my life, and now that I stopped drinking, because my music was suffering, I didn't do a lot for a couple of years even, and I played my other bands, tribute bands or cover bands. So yeah, your mind is hazy and you don't get to where you want to go because of the drinking. Then another week passes, and I was fed up with it and not happy because I didn't make my own music. So because of getting rid of the alcohol, I started to have more focus in what I really wanted to do, and that was making your own music. So there you go. It's you won't get worse when you stop using alcohol. Why? It's not possible.
Yeah.
And in my experience, okay, life is sometimes, how do you call it, a little bit dull, or how do you say it? It's rock and roll is named for a reason. Rock and roll, let's go. And now it's it's still rock and roll, but yeah, with less highs and terrible lows. So now I just play the music as good as I can.
And I think you can roll without being drunk, so you can
Yeah,
go and
but I'm these times are different as well. I guess I was born in 1969, so the 70s and the 80s, and all the bands in the 80s, they were all on coke and drinking, and that was the whole lifestyle. So when I started playing myself in 1990 or something, that was your examples, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And there's still there are a lot of excesses in the world, but it has changed. The young people, I guess, are not so extreme anymore. I don't know, but I don't know. But we have Guns N' Roses, and that were our heroes, and Kiss and Ace Frehley. Everyone was fucked up, so you should be fucked up. But those times have changed, and well, I feel much better now.
Yeah.
And that's why this album has been finished after struggling with a lot of I had to struggle a lot of years to finally form this band again, and to finally finish this album. And when it started rolling, I quit. I already quit drinking. No, I didn't quit drinking, but when we started recording, and somewhere in the beginning, I quit alcohol. And so this whole album, the Black Widow Anthems, is a product of me staying sober. Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about if music has such power to make you strong, for example, and stuff. Do you think music has power in general to change things in the world?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, for sure. If you look at the 70s or the 60s, make love, not war. They were all hippies with music. And it's one of the few things that are sort of magic, just like love and death and life itself. It's magic already. And sometimes I think that people take it for granted, but if you are a musician and you have to wait, and you can work something out and write something, but it also has to come to you. And that's still a sort of kind of magic, as Queen said it, but I really believe in that. Yeah. And if you concentrate on art, if you're an artist or painter, then that is your life. You have to focus on that. You have been given a talent, and if you don't use that talent, in my case, it's always it takes to the worse if I don't write my own music. And
so this is what keeps you on
for
going
me
on.
Yeah, it keeps me going, because to use Edward Van Halen's words, you gotta keep playing, man. There's a reel on YouTube. There's nothing else. It's the only way. So what else? There's if you're young, you have your dreams, and of course I have my dreams, but in the end, there is only playing. If you're an artist, if you're a soccer player, a football player, you have to quit when you're 20, 30, or in your 30s. But as a musician, we can still make it to 70 or even older. You can look at Kiss or Rod Stewart, the Stones. It keeps you young, I guess. There's something going on when you make music that keeps you sharp and on the edge for performances, and maybe some hormones are getting out to get you there. But it's the force of life, I guess, music and art in general.
But I think being a drummer, for example, is hard to get old, because you need a speed, a little bit of power, and if you get older and older, maybe you don't get it. But I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard on your body. It's a real strain on all your bones, and Some drummers I know, they all have problems with their knees and their hands. Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get through. Sometimes I have the feeling that when I'm playing, when I'm a singer as well, and in my case, it's sometimes really hurting. It literally hurts when I sing, shoulders, everything, and that's the only thing that I have to admit that was part of me drinking, and maybe some other artists as well, or to numb yourself, because you have feelings in general, but also pain and aches. That's why a lot of artists, especially in America, where they're all addicted to legal medicine. That's and all the great artists. Prince lost his life, and Tom Petty, I guess. They're all on heavy painkillers.
Michael Jackson,
yeah,
for example.
Michael Jackson. There you go.
Example. But I think it's cool the way you got. So did you have some dreams you already fulfilled?
Yes, I played with Ace Frehley. That was a dream of mine, or the likes of Kiss, or some acts in that way. So some bucket list episodes are filled, but you always have to keep dreaming. That's the whole magic of life, I guess. I think that everyone needs to dream and has to dream to get you forward, or to look out to your holiday, or some events that are, we have a concert, and that's not necessarily a dream, but something to look forward to.
A dream doesn't have to be big. You can have small dreams, I think. Small dreams, small steps.
Yeah. And my approachable dream now, if we can reachable dreams, is to land a tour, to play in Germany, because there are a lot of great bands, a lot of great venues there, and hopefully, we can bring our music to Germany as well, and Scandinavia, all of Europe. Because in our case, it's not if you like it or not. I think we're a pretty good live act as well, but not. That was your first question, I guess. That not too many people know about us, and that's something that has to change. Because that is a dream. I have a dream. That's a dream of ours to at least get the chance of people knowing us, and to do our very best to play live, so that people can embrace us and listen to our music and like our music or not. But I still don't have the idea that we got the chance to let everyone get to know our band. So that's my dream. So that the next period, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that people get to know us and then form our opinion, and at least I can try, and at least I can say that we did everything we could. So, and when that point is reached, then you can live happily after, and maybe start drinking again. I don't know.
Don't start drinking again. So yeah, great. I think this is a cool finish for the interview. So let's say bye-bye, people outside.
Thank you very much.